Today we are going to be doing a client spotlight on the progress of our man Skinner Myers, who recently got back from Salt Lake City, where he competed at USAPL Raw Nationals, where he put up an insane PR total as an M1. We're just going to celebrate the progress he's made from when we got him a year plus ago to where he is now. So enjoy it. Let's get it. And while this isn't a bad squat, one of the things that we tried to make sure we did with Skinner was to help him rebuild the squat a little bit when we first got him, right? So without giving away too much of the secret sauce, one of the things that we notice, of course, is he's getting stuck at the halfway point, like a lot of squatters do when you start getting at that higher percentage. So, real simple. We added pause squats to the game, right? A lot of that work that your body ends up doing under that tension, under that pause squat, it really helps reinforce a lot of the bracing, helps reinforce a lot of the quad usage that obviously you see him not necessarily using right here because his hips start to shoot up a little bit quicker. So we know right out of the gate that, you know what, he's not using as much of his quads as he could be. So those are two of the things that we try to do. We added pause squats to it, and of course we added a lot more quad work to his squat, and we actually got a lot out of it as a result. Check it out. So out the gate, you're gonna see he is upright way more than he was before, stays upright, lots of quads out of the hole, body stays upright, boom, perfect squat. Super new PR, 85 pounds. Let's get it. So when we check out the bench press, we'll see a number of things, but the main things we're going to really try to point out is, of course, you see is a big bounce coming off the chest. Crazy. Number two, you see the butt coming off the bench immediately. Obviously the strength's there, but not there, but it's there. So obviously it's just some sloppy technique that, you know, we obviously need to clean up. And of course, you'll see a slight bit of flare coming off the chest, which is going to lead to more of a straight up bar path. There's not much bar path. It's hard to see from this angle, but look real closely, you'll see there's not much bar path. It's more of a straight up. So obviously there's some things we have to fix. So of course, number one thing we tried to make sure we fix is we worked on the leg drive and the bar path. Those are obvious things that we can really work on that can clean up the bench. And of course, let's make it simple. Let's keep our butt on the bench. The more contact we have with the bench, the more we have an opportunity to create more of a drive because we have more contact with the bench. So that was the main two things that we tried to make sure that we did with Skinner, was just kind of clean up his bench, clean up his technique, and of course making sure that we tried to keep those elbows not necessarily super tucked like we were, you know, in a bench shirt or anything, but to try to keep them a little bit closer to the body so that we can work on that bar path and really work on more of an up and back motion rather than a straight up. So those are the things we worked on, and let's see how it worked out. Nice and slow, gets himself in a good position, good descent. Butt comes off the bench a little bit, but a lot less than he did before. Obviously we got a new PR, and you see the bar path is so much better than it was before. So hey, we'll take it as a dub. And again, OPR 275, new PR 375, 100-pound increase. Let's get it. With this deadlift, the main thing that we wanted to make sure that we did was address two issues, right? Number one, as you see those hips shooting up as soon as he gets ready to pull the slack and come off the ground. Number two, as you can see, the bar tends to drift away from him. So those were two things that we wanted to make sure that we addressed. The big thing with a lot of the Skinner's training was to simplify a lot of the things and not make everything so complicated, but try to make it as simple as possible so that we can get the best results as possible. So the number one thing we tried to make sure we did was address the hips shooting up immediately, right? So what we did was real simple. We wanted to make sure that our back half and our front half were moving at the same rate. Right now, of course, you see the back half moving faster than the front half, so we want to make sure that we address that by adding more quad work, which obviously is going to help with the squats as well, because that tends to be a bit of a problem, especially with sumo lifters, is you end up doing a little bit of what they call a stripper pull or a stripper squat. So we try to work on the front half of the body, meaning the quads, to kind of match up with the back half. Make it real simple. So the second thing we tried to do was we tried to work his back a little bit of delt work, a little bit of lat work to make sure that we kept the bar closer to the body so that it didn't drift away. So again, it wouldn't contribute to the stripper. So those were the two things that we tried to make sure we did with Skinner, and it paid off crazy. I mean, don't get me wrong, the squat killed. The bench, super killed. But this deadlift, wait till you see this. So, I mean, the guy does everything that you need him to do. He locks in, good grip. Rather than pulling, he's standing from the ground, pulls the slack. Notice how there's no stripper. Comes through, glutes, lats, delts, everything locked in, and the judges give him 3 whites. Hey, look at his PR. From that first video, 385, we're at 600. 600, let's get it. The progress this guy made was incredible. I mean, from the time that we got him to present day, we're talking about some huge numbers. We're talking about a PR squat increase of 85, bench 100 pounds, of course the deadlift 215 pounds. Like, what are we talking about here? That's a total of 400 pounds, and I'm sure he has room to spare. But just from those videos to where we are present day, from the last meet that we did, that's a 105-pound increase, and that was just 6 months ago. Insane. I don't know, talk about the proofs in the pudding, man. That dude did the work, committed the time, made the commitment, and he's put up some super crazy results. I mean, honestly, of all the people that I've coached over the years, especially my masters lifters, man, this dude, I mean, he took like a fish to water, man. I don't know that I've ever had anybody's body respond so fast and so effectively, so efficiently to the programming that Skinner's has. I mean, drug-free at that. So, I mean, lot of tread left on those tires, man. So I'm excited to see what the future holds for him. Hey, man, you know where I'm at. Come find your boy. Let's get you stronger.